Well, I have been a struggling alcoholic addict for probably the better part of my life. I noticed some addictive behavior probably starting at the age of 15 when I took my first drink at 15. But I still had, even though I wasn't drinking heavy, I still had the addictive behavior and was getting in trouble, running away from home, just, what juvenile delinquents do. That's what I was doing. It progressed. My alcoholism progressed. My mom was an alcoholic, so we would sit and drink together. Then I started tending bar. That was like the worst thing I've ever done, because then it got even worse, drinking every day. Later on, I started doing drugs, snorting cocaine. That progressed into crack, into heroin. I mean, you name it, I've probably done it. During the 70s, I did a lot of hallucinogenic drugs, acid, and all that stuff. I mean, I've done every drug there is, except for the new stuff they have out now. But many, many years of addiction. I'd say from the age of 15 to probably my late 40s, early 50s. That's a long time. A lot of bad things happened in between that time. A lot of jail time, in and out of jail. A lot of moving around. A lot of really bad things. A lot of really bad people I came in contact with. I just can't begin to tell you some of the stories. It's just horrible. The worst things you can imagine probably happened. Probably been through it. And the last time I got high, which I'll never forget, and I'm glad the Lord will not remove that from my mind, a guy had gotten beat up in my house. The drug guys busted in my apartment and beat him up because he had tried to go buy some crack from the dope dealer. The dope dealer wasn't home, so he tried to buy it from the girlfriend. The girlfriend wouldn't give it to him, so he got smart with the girlfriend. When the guy came back, I couldn't even call the police because I was getting high. The next day, a series of events happened before that. I remember a light bulb came in my head. I looked in my cabinet. I had 1 can of green beans, and I thought, wow, this is out of character. I don't have any food. I had 1 can of green beans. I remember the next morning after all that stuff, I had probably been on the bench for 2 weeks, sick as a dog. I could barely walk. I could barely hold my head up. I had 1 quarter and the number to the care center. So I called them, walked across the street and called them because, of course, I didn't have a phone. They told me to come on. So I walked from the 5000 block of Washington Street down to probably the 2000 block of Washington Street and just start throwing away my paraphernalia. And that's where I met you at Victory Chapel. Victory Chapel had a church in the back in the gym. And to be in the program, you had to go to church. So I started going to Victory Chapel. I remember one of the case managers, we had a class, and she said, if you could give God anything, what would you give him? And I said, my life. I really didn't even know what I was saying, but I knew that was all I had. So I've been at Victory Chapel now 14 years, and I'm learning and learning and learning. And that same Bible I started with at Victory Chapel is the same Bible I bring here today. And I've always made notes in that Bible, and I've got notes in there from 2001 all the way to 2014. And as I'm reading the Bible over and over, I look at those old notes and see how I'm growing and I'm learning. And God has blessed me so much, from not having a place to live at all or being able to pay my rent to owning my own house. I've got a good relationship with my family. I've got transportation to get back and forth to work, and I work with ladies that have addictions and homeless women. So I'm able to share my story every single day. I'm able to share it in some kind of a way. Victory Chapel is my family. I love Victory Chapel. This is my church family. It's my church home. This is where I'll be. This is where I'm gonna die and have my funeral, the whole 9 yards. So I'll be with Victory Chapel forever. I was thinking the other day, I said, what a wonderful thing to have a church family that got you when you were at your lowest point. I think that's just the best gift God could have given me. You got me when I couldn't even walk, I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep, I was detoxing off of drugs, to the person I am today. But it all started with the teaching that I got at Victory Chapel. It was just the basic, simple stuff, and that's what I needed. A person that didn't know anything about God at all. If it had been more advanced or more, whatever you want to call it, I wouldn't have gotten it, because it would have went right over my head and I wouldn't have understood it. But you met me right where I was at. And the more I come, the more I learn. And now I can do a lot more than I used to. You know, I know the books of the Bible and how to find it without looking it up and just all kinds of things. But I've really grown. And so I try to be here just as much as I possibly can and try to be with my church family as much as I possibly can. And I'm 60 years old now, so it won't be long I'll be able to be here a whole lot, because I won't have to work as much, because I'll be able to retire a little bit. But for right now, I'm taking it for what it's worth and just try to be here as much as I possibly can. So that's my story, and that's how I got saved and still am saved and will forever be saved and will forever be a member of Victory Chapel.